SOS for my boy Ding Liren. World's strongest Chinese Grandmaster has just collapsed. Literally collapsed in 29 moves against Ian Nepomniachtchi in the World Chess Championship match. This was the game number 2. Let me show you how it went. But before that, I want to take you through the very short clip.
Ding, appreciate you joining. There was a bad opening outcome. What do you think went wrong?
I regret the opening choice. Yesterday I win a lost position, but today I lost the game, so chess is fair.
Let's go! The recap! Wait, careful. Do not get confused. That video, the one you just saw, was from Madrid. It wasn't from the World Chess Championship match. But you know, it's good to bring back memories. Speaking of, Ding Liren's gonna have a lot of memories after this game. Game number 2 started with d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5. So far, everything is under control. We're getting into this very classical Queen's Gambit. Maybe it's Rogozin, maybe it's Catalan, maybe it's Rogozin. Who knows? Everyone is taking their moment, enjoying the atmosphere of the Game 2 of the World Chess Championship match. Ding Liren playing white pieces, his first white pieces in the match, as yesterday he had black. You all know Ding Liren yesterday made a draw against Jan, and Jan facing Ding with black pieces. Now here comes the first moment of surprise. H3 played by Ding Liren, a very rare and very interesting move. Preparation for something bigger. Definitely preparation by Ding's second research report is actually very surprising. Everyone here was so excited while watching the game live, including me, and I bet you too. D takes c4 is the first move that Jan made on his own. E3, c5. Bishop takes c4, a6. So far, we're actually enjoying the position. I mean, I was enjoying this position because, believe it or not, but this looks so much similar of what I usually play myself as black, which is Queen's Gambit accepted. Actually, the opening that I played like my entire life until I started, you know, adding more sauce and spice into my meals. Short castle, knight c6, knight c3, b5. In fact, this position was actually already seen in the base, maybe like 20 games or so maximum. Really super rare stuff. Bishop d3, bishop b7, a4, b4, knight e4, knight a5. Here comes the second moment of the game for the World Chess Championship match. Not that you already forgot, but still it's important to remind you. Here comes the second moment where white started to think. Ding was about to make a choice. Should that be knight takes f6 that happened in the game, spoiler, or should that be knight takes c5? Both options are interesting. After knight takes c5, bishop takes c5, pawn takes c5. Oh, did I just forget to bring you evaluation bar? My bad, it's all back. Evaluation bar is here. And here, interesting enough, black can just simply even castle and then go for this pawn later. But it seems like after something like queen c2, b3, and then let's say queen e2, white will definitely have a long edge advantage. Maybe it would be more precise for black to go with knight d7, trying to get back the pawn, but still, in such kind of positions, white will always keep a long-term advantage. The other option that happened in the game was knight takes f6, and here, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Nepomniachtchi with black pieces, for the first time ever, got a very big recognition from all the commentators, including the ancients. I mean, ancients commentating obviously on the first spot. Instead of going for a very usual, very standard queen takes f6, which, by the way, I recommend you to do in your own games, black responded with this extremely aggressive g takes f6, opening the g file for the rook and the bishop as well, and saying, all right, Ding, what are you gonna do now? Here, Ding Liren panicked, maybe. Well, the thing is, I don't know if you've seen the press conference or not, but yesterday, everybody could clearly see how mentally down and destroyed Ding Liren was already by arriving to the championship. The man clearly doesn't feel himself comfortable, overwhelmed by the emotions, too much pressure. It's a World Chess Championship match. We don't know that, but what we know for sure is that in this game, we could see Ding side effects of his mental state on his mind. G takes f6, and now we need to be careful with white. It would have been so much better to play d takes c5, and let's say bishop takes c5, and then, okay, if you want to play e4, you can do that, blocking the bishop. Let's say queen e3, we're now gonna go for something like queen e2, and then we'll put the bishop on e3, and then they're gonna be fine. Okay, then rook g8 maybe, but not a big deal, even if we play bishop f4. And most importantly, black has a problem here, where to put the king. If they castle long, just like they did in the game, spoiler, then there would be massive rook c1, and then white would just say, okay, darling, what are you gonna do with your king? Your king is in danger, you cannot play with your king in the center. But the problem is, in the game, Ding Liren, instead of opening the center, played e4, and now everything is so much different, because could he have forgotten or not? But this pawn doesn't have to take anymore. This c-pawn can advance to c4, and now the center is not that open, which means that black king doesn't have so much danger as he had before. And after bishop c2, which happened in the game, queen c7, and now all we can see is that black has a simple, super simple and easy play by castling alongside, putting the rook on the g file, and then continuing the attack, at the same time having a very strong pawn attack on the queen side, which also attacks but protects at the same time. See, sometimes in chess you can attack and protect. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, the game of chess is beautiful, indeed. That's why you all should improve your level by doing Puzzle Rush and tactics. Hi! Please consider taking a second and clicking the button down below, subscribe. It means the world to us. And besides, it's completely free. Back to the game. Bishop d2, a slight attempt to develop, rook g8. Now rook c1. Okay, this is like ha, very scary. Ian was like, bro, are you serious? You think that you're gonna scare me with your rook here in front of my queen? Hell no! I'm gonna castle long and let me take a look at you and show me what you've got. Well, Ding is like, well, bishop d3, see brother, I'm attacking. I wanna take your queen. I wanna take your king. And like, bro, forget about it. King b8. I don't care. I'm not afraid. Okay, but then I'll probably put my bishop on f1. Rook e1. That was my plan. See, transferring the bishop. But Ian was like, no, dear. Tonight you're not coming home safe. I'm taking you to the hospital. e4. And no bishop f1. No protecting g2, because everything is just collapsing. My bad is that after f5, Ding Liren was to realize how bad things were. He had to play this bishop c2, but when you look at bishop c2, this is when you realize that white is just lost. You know why? Well, ask me. I'll tell you why. See, if someone plays bishop d3 with the idea like to play bishop f1, and then the move after, he puts the bishop back to c2, it means something went wrong. And in fact, here, it's already way too late. The game continued with knight c6. It was in the press conference that Ding Liren mentioned that after knight c6, he realized he wasn't gonna survive. And my friends, he was so right. Bishop g5. Okay, this is another beauty moment of the game. This is actually my favorite moment. Can I just take a moment and give my words of appreciation for Ian Nepomniachtchi on giving me a lesson? I've been begging for improving my exchange sacrifices skills, and Ian just showed me how easy that can be. Rook g5, brother. We are not afraid. We give our rook for the bishop and the pawn. But look at this knight. Look at this pawn. Look at the other pawn. Look at the king. No way here the rook can be even close same value as that bishop and that central pawn. Believe it or not, but white can resign right here. Queen h5 followed in the game, f6, knight f3, knight takes c2. Okay, you said, but Dina, wasn't it about the central knight? No, we don't care about the central knight because here comes the pawn. The knight took the bishop that was protecting the pawn, another central pawn, and that makes 2 pawns and a bishop for the rook. Definitely completely enough. Well, mathematically speaking, you know I'm not good with math, but still, 3 plus 2 makes 5, and then the rook is 5, so It's equal, but look at this center. Look at these pawns. Everything is just smashed. And white rooks, they are so beautiful. And the queen, what the queen is doing right there. And the king, obviously. Do I have some other color? I want pink. Can I get pink? No. Yes, it's green. I mean, actually, that being said, the king is safe. Forget about the king. Rook d2, bishop d6. Oh, remember the king. No, bishop d6 is very funny. I'm like, I don't want to trade rooks. I don't need that because c3 is going to count with the tempo, attacking the rook, and then we're going to promote. King h1, c3. I told it. Did I just predict the future? Okay, I saw the game. B takes c3, b takes c3, rook d4, c2, and I'm going for the new queen. Queen h6, e5. Tell me what you're gonna do with your rook. -8 is the current evaluation, and that was the moment where Ding Liren, strongest Chinese Grandmaster, candidate for the World Chess Championship crown, resigned. And the most frustrating part about this is that Ian Nepomniachtchi crushed his opponent on move 29, which is one move earlier than I crashed Gregor Gajewski in the video called I Be the Grandmaster. I hope you watched that one. My most beautiful attack of all time. Not that I'm promoting the video, but still. Damn girl. This is all I can say about this game. And obviously, pray for Ding. Our buddy Ding does need to recover. There is something wrong about Ding's mental state at this current moment. He needs to pull himself back together, forget about all the fears, and just be there, be in the fight. Ding is right now being on the spot of what everybody wants. Any Grandmaster would love to be in Ding's spot, and yet Ding doesn't show the appreciation so far, or he doesn't understand, or he cannot compose himself because of being so overwhelmed. You tell me, what's the problem here? How can we save the Lord? Tomorrow is the rest day. So how about I go ahead and bring you my recap of the round 7 of Reykjavik, Owen? Would you like to see that one while we're all resting from the World Chess Championship match? Ding Liren is the one who needs rest. Subscribe button is right here. The door is right there. I'm sure you'll find it. Bye-bye.